Crawford wants this fight a lot. He wants this fight, and I think he will be more active than Canelo's previous opponent. And he has different mentality. He has champion mentality.
Someone like Canelo fighting against Crawford, you need more than power. You need more than speed. You need ring IQ. You need literally everything, because this is the two best pound for pound fighters.
It's a real risk there for him for taking the fight. I mean, of course, he's like any other champion. He wants to make you guys celebrate what y'all want to make us pay for it, which is smart.
The boxing world is ablaze with excitement after Turki Alalshik officially announced a blockbuster clash between Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford. In a tweet that sent shockwaves through the sport, Alalshik declared, "We will deliver the fight of the century with Riyadh season on September 12th at Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas. The legend Canelo defends his Ring Magazine title versus the great Terence Crawford. TV platform will be announced soon with a big surprise. My brother Dana White will promote this first TKO boxing event with me. It will be something crazy." This announcement came during Canelo Alvarez's post-fight celebration after his dominant May 3rd victory over William Skull in Riyadh, where he re-established himself as the undisputed super middleweight champion. In a stunning twist, Alalshik orchestrated the first face-off between Canelo and Crawford immediately following the fight, electrifying fans worldwide and signaling the beginning of a historic build-up. Reactions have poured in from across the boxing world. Dmitry Bivol, one of the few fighters to defeat Alvarez, shared his insights, highlighting Crawford's hunger, high activity level, and mental toughness as key strengths. Bivol believes Crawford's adaptability could help him overcome the physical demands and power at 168 pounds, making this an incredibly compelling and unpredictable showdown.
Crawford wants this fight a lot. He wants this fight, and I think he will be more active than Canelo's previous opponent, and he has different mentality. He has champion mentality. I think fight will be much more interesting.
What do you make of the weight in that fight, the weight difference?
I think Crawford will not let Canelo just walking on the ring when he wants, because we could see this fight. Canelo did everything. When he wanna rest, he could rest easy, in this fight. Yeah, of course, when he wants to work, that guy didn't give him work. He just rest.
And
I think with Crawford, it will be harder to rest.
Who do you think wins?
I don't know. It's a very interesting fight, but I don't know.
Amir Khan, a former world champion who has faced both boxers, emphasizes how crucial boxing intelligence is in this bout. Khan argues that Crawford's greater ring IQ, quickness, and mobility might be the decisive variables, even if Canelo may have the power edge.
It could have gone either way, because I had probably Skull winning by 2 rounds. I mean, I like Canelo. I think he's a great fighter, but the thing is, I think that he was looking he was picking the shots better and landing the better, cleaner shots. Canelo was marked up a little bit, but look, it could have gone either way. Anyway, regardless how the fight went, it was a great performance by both fighters, but it's made a bigger fight happen now with Canelo and Crawford. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that one.
Is there more question marks being asked in that fight now? Because a lot of people say, look, Canelo's a bigger guy. He should technically be the bigger guy, have too much weight for Crawford, but from that performance, do you feel like it's a lot tight and there's a lot more question marks in that fight?
Yeah, I mean, you need more than size, you need more than weight, you need more than everything. I mean, I think what you need now is you just need box IQ, the right box IQ, you know what I mean? You need to be smart. And someone like Canelo fighting against Crawford, you need more than power, you need more than speed, you need ring IQ, you need literally everything, because this is the two best pound for pound fighters who are going to be fighting each other, even though Crawford is going to be giving away a lot of weight. But I feel that it could go either way.
According to boxing great Roy Jones Jr., Canelo's strategy might determine the result. If Alvarez goes into the ring underestimating Crawford and thinking he can simply outbox him, he may be setting himself up for failure. Jones stresses that Canelo must respect Crawford's abilities and adjust his preparation appropriately.
favourite in that fight?
You know, it's a hard one to call, and I'm going to tell you why it's a hard one to call. It's a hard one to call because it'll all be predicated upon how Canelo approaches the fight. If Canelo approaches the fight like he's the man and he can box and outbox Terence Crawford, he'll get beat. If he comes out and shows that he really wants to go out and prove the world that he's still the best, he might win. So it all depends on which Canelo come to the dance.
And just two more. Jaron Ennis, a lot of people say there's similarities between you and him. What do you think of this fight coming up with Stanionis?
We're going to find out a lot about Jaron Ennis against Stanionis because Stanionis is a very good prospect, up and coming.
Of famer Juan Manuel Marquez is skeptical of the contest and warns that Crawford may suffer if he moves up in weight. He thinks that Crawford may be overextending himself by taking on Alvarez at super middleweight, and that weight classes are set up to guarantee fair combat.
I don't like the fight because Terence Crawford is a good fighter, but in the sport of boxing, it has divisions. You know what I mean? You know?
Right, weight classes.
You know what?
Right.
Yeah, weight classes
for a reason.
Weight classes for and Terence Crawford is a good fighter in super lightweight, welterweight, super welterweight, but I think more. I remember when Terence Crawford fought with Madrimov.
Yes.
He looks slow. He looks with no power. And three more divisions, two more divisions. I think it's a top fight for Terence Crawford, but Terence Crawford is a great fighter. He has a great defense. He has a good combination of punches, but I think the weight class is no good for him.
Although he did not offer a thorough analysis, William Skull, who most recently battled Canelo Alvarez, understands the importance of the next fight between Alvarez and Crawford. Skull is aware of the excitement and high stakes of the matchup.
No, el boxeo es una cajita sorpresa, no se sabe. Hay que esperar la pelea ahí y después ver la decisión, pero todavía no tengo nada así claro.
Well, I really have nothing much to say. Boxing is like a Pandora's box, so it's about to wait and see.
Terence. Crawford sees the bout as his biggest professional chance. Crawford's confidence and willingness to take advantage of this opportunity demonstrate his desire to establish his legacy in boxing, as he recognizes Canelo Alvarez as the sport's face and is excited to demonstrate his abilities on such a large platform.
Well, Canelo's the face of boxing. He's the best fighter for Terence Crawford out there. He's the biggest fight for Terence Crawford out there, so that's why Terence Crawford want to take the opportunity to share a ring with another great.
How do you beat him?
You'll see. Come 12.
Everyone's talking about the weight differences. What's your kind of response to that, Terence?
That's why we fight the fight. So September 12th, we all going to see if the weight going to make a difference or not.
Do you want to fight him twice and then retire? Is that kind of the ideal thing for you?
One fight at a time. One fight at a time.
In light of his battle with William, Canelo Alvarez expects that Crawford will enter the fight with the intention of putting on a thrilling display. Skull Alvarez says he wants opponents that want to fight, not just get it through the rounds. He expects Crawford to step up because he thinks the fans want an exciting fight.
That's a mediocre mind because they come just to survive, to go to the 12th round. That's a mediocre mind. You need to put a good fight there and put great show. You know what I mean?
Do you think Crawford will employ the same tactics to try and box?
I hope not. I hope not because the people deserve a good fight.
What do you make of the Crawford fight next?
Huh?
How excited are you for the Crawford fight?
I'm excited. I'm gonna enjoy this win and then waiting.
Connor, a British welterweight, Ben describes the battle as a 50-50 affair, meaning that both fighters are evenly matched. Ben's evaluation emphasizes how tough the fight is and how each fighter brings special skills to the ring.
With Crawford going up, I believe he can put a beating on anybody 154, 160.
But not 68.
Nah, Benavidez is...
Canelo. Yeah.
Canelo, I think he's a smart fighter. He doesn't rely on his power. Crawford ain't a fighter who just relies on his power. And then Canelo, when he's fought Belenga, then fought Ryder, Munguia, it's even. I think it'd be a 50-50 fight if Crawford fought Canelo.
Alvarez's latest performance against William Skull has alarmed several commentators who have pointed out a perceived deterioration in his agility and general domination.
After really the Triple G fight is when we've seen the slippage on Canelo. And over the last 2 years, it's been immediately apparent. It's been apparent straight away over the last 2 years. Canelo's feet have always been slow. He's always been very slow-footed. So when people are saying, oh, it looks like his legs are slowing down, yeah, they are. They've never been quick, but now they're even slower, which is a problem. And Jim Lampley on commentary on Friday night show was saying that one of Canelo's biggest strengths is his legs. It generates power and it helps with his punch resistance. Well, those legs are sliding and that power is diminishing. Canelo hasn't had a stoppage win now since he knocked out Plant in 2021. And yeah, he's dropped some of these guys, but he's not been able to step on the gas and finish them. He's not been able to go through the gears. His gas tank, you can put that into question as well. And Canelo Alvarez, come July, be 35 years old. So he is, look, Canelo's been around so long and his real prime was in his mid-20s. So we associate Canelo, mid-20s to early 30s. So we kind of associate Canelo with that. I don't want to say ever young, but you know, he is still young, just not in boxing senses. But he's been around so long, 20 years a pro, and he's been at world levels for probably 15 of those. You're going to expect some slippage. And I think in this fight, an opponent, it was very negative, yes, but an opponent who Canelo Alvarez of 5 years ago would have handled, and he did handle him, but you know what I mean, he probably would have put some damage on William Skull. He didn't do anything. He didn't look good. And William Skull played his part in that, it has to be said. As I said, you fight that negative, there's only so much you can really do, you know, even if you're Canelo Alvarez, even if you are Alexander.
Given the lackluster performance of his most recent bout, some doubt if Alvarez can continue to be considered a top fighter against a strong opponent like Crawford.
A lot of people that say that Crawford can beat Canelo, no problem. I mean, I respect that, but I just think they're stupid. I mean, excuse my language.
Mm-hmm.
The size difference of a bigger man changes everything with one punch.
Yeah.
And I can see the same thing. I mean, you saw Canelo Alvarez fighting Amir Khan. Now, look at this. Terence Crawford moved from 47 to 54 to fight Madrimov. What did he do to Madrimov? Nothing.
A lot.
Okay, Madrimov is a 54-pounder. Now, to move up to 168, that's 2 more divisions. Canelo Alvarez will take any punch from Crawford, but I don't think Crawford will take any punches from Canelo. Remember, Canelo got hit by Triple G, the heaviest hitter in that division. And Canelo took those shots like a champ. I don't think Crawford has anything to beat Canelo.
William who? Canelo versus William Skull.
William who?
Oscar,
being back in New York over here.
No, let's just say Canelo Crawford, in the history of boxing, and this is the facts.
Let's get it.
If you see Thursdays, back Thursdays, I speak the facts. All right, I'll even do it for you. A good little man has never beaten a good big man in the history of the game, unless you go back to certain situations with Pacquiao beat me, but I was a dead man walking anyway. But a good little man never beats a good big man, so it's a tough test for Crawford, but I'm not counting him out. The bottom line, and this is the truth again, it's a money grab. That's it.
Yeah.
But Crawford doesn't rely on his power, he relies on his IQ. Crawford, what he did to Spence was magic, was incredible, was amazing. And so, look, one thing about Canelo is that we all know that he walks in the ring as if there's wet cement, right? His footwork is a little too heavy. Crawford is such a smart fighter where he can he's like Bruce Lee, literally. And he's in his peak, he's in his prime, and so I think that if that fight ever happens, which I don't think it will, if that fight ever happens, I have to go with Crawford.
There you have it, Oscar De La Hoya talking about Crawford.